all time has called it quits.
Now Jordan, 2 seconds, lets it fly.
And hello and welcome everybody to the Sports Center along with Craig Kilborn. I'm Carl Ravitch. Wow. I mean, how else can you sum up the sudden and shocking retirement of the NBA's greatest player, Michael Jordan, the world's most recognizable athlete, so despondent over the death of his father, has decided to call it quits.
We'll try to sum it up over the next 30 minutes, the career of the NBA's best and the world's most famous athlete. Wednesday in Chicago, Michael will hold a press conference at 10 o'clock Central Time to announce his retirement.
Here's how the big decision came about as we understand it. Tuesday, Michael Jordan walked into the Bulls training facility and told General Manager Jerry Krause that he intended to retire. League Commissioner David Stern also was told early Tuesday. Tuesday night, Jordan threw out the first ball at the American League Championship Series. From a private box, he watched with the rest of the country as NBC's Dateline reported his retirement. Soon thereafter, Michael Jordan hurriedly left Comiskey Park. Now, Jordan was quoted in the Chicago Sun-Times as saying, quote, "The thrill is gone. I've done it all. There is nothing left for me to do."
Jordan's retirement has surprised many. On ESPN's Talk To on Tuesday night, James Worthy, who played with Michael at North Carolina, and AC Green reacted to Michael's decision.
This is the first that I've heard, and I'm shocked. I'm just as shocked as the next person. The guy's a competitor. You know, if I had to bet, I would never say he would ever retire. You know, you'd have to throw him out of the league. But life is bigger than basketball, and I think you know, Michael is a very intelligent young man, and his being content and being happy, I think, is important to him. And I think he's weighed both sides of the coin, and you know, decisions are tough. Decisions are tough. You either make them or you don't, and he's made them, and you know, you got to respect that. You really do.
We do have that story. He will announce the retirement tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. The sources have confirmed the story. Michael is going to retire. How about AC? How does that hit you?
Well, I mean, it's shocking, as James said, it is. But at the same time, I can understand it, because life is much more than dribbling a basketball, and it's just too many other variables in life. He has his own family. He has his mom and everyone else in that particular family. So there's a lot more going on, and so I can sort of sympathize with what's happening with him now.
I saw him do things in college that I haven't seen him duplicate since he's been in the league, and it's incredible stuff. So I knew he would be an all-star, a Julius Erving type, but I didn't think he would turn out to be the man.
And as this show rolls on, we will show you highlights of the man. Obviously, very few were made aware of this decision. I think it's important to note here that Jordan went to the ALCS Tuesday night thinking no one would know about this retirement. Soon as they did, he was forced to run out of Comiskey, and that is precisely the type of existence he's trying to get away from.
Yeah, one of the Michael's best friends from the NBA is Charles Barkley, a teammate on the Dream Team, a golfing buddy, another big star who can relate to the pressures of being in the public eye. Charles reacted Tuesday night to Michael's retirement.
The thing that probably bugs me, because if a friend of yours make a decision, I think you have to always stick by him. Mm-hmm. But I think we had always made a thing that we were going to retire the same year. So that's the thing that disappoints me more than anything. I wanted, and I think he wanted for us to retire together. We came in together. We wanted to lead together. But obviously the events of this summer have changed everything. So I can understand that. But I just want him to be happy, and that's my most important concern.
There was an important baseball game in Chicago Tuesday night, game one of the ALCS, but the big man in the city of broad shoulders was the topic of conversation.
He certainly became it during the game. A certain hush fell over the stadium when word began to circulate that Michael was retiring, and following the baseball game, the baseball players talked basketball.
While we have a tendency to hype professional sports, I guess sometimes you dig deep down inside and you find that maybe there's things that are a little more important. So whatever reasons, I just hope that he's at peace with that decision. It's still shocking to a lot of people, but Michael's got to do what's best for Michael.
Did you guys hear about Michael Jordan's retirement during the game at all, and what do you think about it now?
I just heard about it now. I'm not real worried about it. I'm not really going to think about it.
Michael has reportedly told several people that the death of his best friend, his father, is the chief reason for his retiring.
James Jordan was shot and killed in August. The state of North Carolina now plans to seek the death penalty against the two 18-year-olds charged with the murder. There is no denying that when James Jordan was killed, a very large part of Michael died as well. Only two people can tell you how a father and son really feel about each other, the father and the son. But in the case of James and Michael Jordan, the relationship was out in the open for all to see.
I asked Michael one night why it was so important that he checked to make sure his dad was around, and jokingly he said, well, as long as my dad's in the building, I know I'll have at least one fan.
Now, the New York series was one of those fatherly advice type of series, so I kind of asked him, what should I do? How should I attack? Should I feed off my teammates, or should I go out and be the leader and let them follow my lead? And like most fathers, I mean, he said, take the lead. If they don't follow you, they don't follow you, but you have to take the lead.
James was the biggest Michael Jordan fan in the world. He attended every game he could get to. It was James who stood behind Michael as his son clutched his first championship trophy.
Now he's got the burden of winning a championship off of it, and I think he'll concentrate right from the beginning next year to really making his team better. And ain't that scary? It's scary as hell if he does that.
It was also James who stood up and took responsibility for last season's road trip to Atlantic City. And it was James who came to the defense of his son during the Slim Bowler trial.
Michael's human, just like everybody else, and I think that what he did, you know, in private was not anything to be ashamed about, you know. People's going to make of it what they want to.
But as quickly as Dad came to Michael's defense, Michael was in his father's corner. The same limelight that Michael lived in, he tried to shield his parents from.
They're saying that I'm trying to pay off some shady business debt my father has. He said it in a tone of voice as if it was preposterous. But the point he was making is, he said, look, say what you want about me, but leave my family alone. Don't do this to them. Leave my family alone.
But James seemed to enjoy the attention, whether he was throwing out the first ball at a Cubs game or appearing in a television commercial with Michael.
Son, is there a reason why you wear them?
Definitely.
James Jordan was just a smaller version of his son. They looked like each other and lived for each other. And like most of us, James Jordan was a fan of Michael's. A fan second, but a father first. Well, throughout this show, we will be recapping the amazing numbers that Michael Jordan amassed over his 9-year career.
In the time we have, it would be impossible to recount all his highlights. The following are just a few of Michael's magical moments.
He entered the league in 1985 as a curiosity. He will leave the game as its king. Michael Jordan arrived with hair, his own shoe line, in a game that incorporated a montage of the all-time greats. Jordan could draw on these talents depending on the situation, whether it was a dunk, a pass, a steal, or a win. No NBA stage was void of his one-man play. With championship banners hovering over him on an April afternoon in 1986, Jordan lit up the Celtics in the Garden for 63 points. But Jordan didn't want to be known as just a scorer. He was a winner in college and the Olympics, and was out to prove that that title would apply also in the NBA. He claimed his first crown in 1991. The fire to repeat brought him back to the summit the following year. He showed the Blazers that he could deliver the knockout blows from inside and out. And then he was asked for 3 in a row. No problem. Just ask the Phoenix Suns. But Michael Jordan is more than just numbers, more than just stats. He arrived in an era when he was asked to take the baton handed off by Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. Michael not only took that baton, he ran with it, refusing to hand it off. Jordan leaves the game having doused his competitive fire, but he leaves his team, the league, and his opponents gasping for air.
Well, the city of Chicago reacted predictably with shock. Anytime you lose a man who has accomplished what Jordan has, and you know he has the ability to continue to perform at that level, well, many Bull fans were going to feel cheated by this. You never know how good it is until it's gone, except in the case of Michael, and we all knew how good we had it, didn't we?
Yes, we did, and retiring in his prime at age 30. Well, more on Michael later in the show. Also had a look at the other big story in Chicago, the ALCS.
There was another big story. As we go to break, here are some more Michael memories. You know, before he won titles, he was known for doing this, dunking. Moves like these, that's where we got the name Air Jordan. Born the legend as soon as he came into the league. Twice the NBA slam dunk champion. Once again, Michael Jordan retires at the age of 30. Sports Center, and a look back at Michael continues in a moment. Magic was on the winning team 11 times.